Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Y&R Trends. On the explosive Tuesday, January 13, 2026 occasion of the young and the restless, Genoa City trembles as secrets long buried begin to surface, and every character finds themselves standing on the edge of emotional collapse, starting with Nick Newman, whose world shatters when a mysterious sanitarium call reveals that Sharon has been admitted after collapsing at Crimson Lights, her body weak but her spirit still adhering to life. And as he rushes to her bedside, guilt crashes over him like a tidal surge because he knows the stress he brought into her life may have eventually pushed her too far, while Sharon, pale and pulsing, whispers that someone has been hanging her, leaving Nick to covenant that whoever is behind it'll pay. But the real storm is brewing away as Victor Newman, fueled by rage and pride, storms into Newman Enterprises after learning that Abbott has been intimately negotiating with one of Victor's fiercest rivals. And without warning, Victor unleashes a brutal verbal assault that leaves Kyle shaken but recalcitrant, declaring that he refuses to be bullied by a man who manipulates his own family like chess pieces, which only intensifies Victor's fury, pushing him to advise Kyle that in Genoa City, treason always comes with consequences, while across city at Abbott, Jack Abbott faces his own agony when Phyllis Summers arrives unannounced, her eyes burning with a mixture of despair and revenge, as she drops a stunner that could destroy multiple lives, revealing that she has substantiation linking an important Genoa City figure to a dark secret involving an illegal cover-up from times agone. But before she can say more, Diane Jenkins interrupts, setting off a heated battle that spirals into allegations, covetousness and long-standing resentment, with Phyllis screaming that Diane will in no way truly belong in Jack's world, while Diane coldly reminds her that preoccupation always leads to ruin, and just when the pressure reaches its peak, Jack demands the verity, forcing Phyllis to admit that the secret she's been hiding could bring down Victor Newman himself, transferring shockwaves through the room as Jack realizes the peril they're all in, while at the Chancellor manse, Lily Winters faces an emotional reckoning when Kane Ashby suddenly returns to Genoa City, claiming he wants to rebuild their broken family, but Lily isn't wisecracked by his unforeseen sincerity, defying him about his once backstabbings and the scars they left before, and as Kane pleads for another chance, Lily's voice cracks as she tells him that some injuries no way heal, indeed if love formerly lived there, while hard Devon Hamilton overhears everything, quietly promising to cover Lily from any farther heartache, indeed if it means standing against Kane himself. And meanwhile, in a shadowy corner of city, Audra Charles meets intimately with Holden, their tense discussion intimating at a dangerous scheme involving stolen commercial data, hidden accounts, and an important adversary who'll stop at nothing to silence them. And when Holden asks what happens if their plan fails, Audra's nipping response, "Also someone disappears," sends a shiver down his chine, while at the Newman Ranch, Victoria Newman struggles to keep control of both her business conglomerate and her shattered family, especially after learning that Adam has been working behind the scenes to secure a secret deal that could shift power within the Newman heritage. And when Victoria confronts him, Adam doesn't deny it, rather confessing that he's tired of being the family's black lamb and is ready to take what he believes he deserves, indeed if it means turning against Victor, leaving Victoria torn between fidelity to her father and fear of her family's ambition. And as night falls over Genoa City, the drama intensifies when Chance Chancellor arrives at a crime scene where a mysterious accident has left someone critically injured, with substantiation suggesting it wasn't an accident at each, but rather a advised attempt to shoot a communication. And as Chance pieces together the suggestions, he realizes the verity could interlace someone important, forcing him to choose between justice and survival, while in the sanitarium Sharon's condition worsens, and as Nick holds her hand, she whispers a creepy warning about the verity coming for everyone, leaving Nick alarmed that commodity far darker is unfolding behind the scenes, and just when it seems the megacity can't handle any further chaos, a shocking disclosure jewels Genoa City to its core as an anonymous communication is delivered to multiple residents, exposing retired affairs, secret alliances, and a long-buried crime that connects the Newmans, the Abbotts, and the Chancellors in ways no one ever imagined, kindling fear, dubitation, and treason across every corner of their lives, because in Genoa City, the once in no way stays buried, and on this indelible January 13, 2026 occasion, every secret comes with a price, every taradiddle demands an immolation, and every heart risks being shattered beyond form. As dawn breaks over Genoa City, The tension left behind by the anonymous exposé continues to ripple through every powerful family like an aftershock from an emotional earthquake, with Nick Newman spending the night in a rigid chair beside Sharon's hospital bed, refusing to leave even as the machines beep steadily, reminding him how fragile life has become, and when Sharon finally opens her eyes, her gaze is filled with fear rather than relief, whispering that the threats against her were not random but connected to a secret she once tried to bury. A secret involving a powerful businessman who paid her to stay silent years ago, leaving Nick stunned and demanding to know the name, but Sharon's strength fades before she can say it, forcing Nick into a storm of guilt and rage, while across town Victor Newman stands alone in his office, staring at the glowing city skyline as the anonymous message replayed in his mind, exposing his long-hidden business cover-up tied to a mysterious offshore account. And for the first time in decades, the great Victor Newman feels cornered, knowing that if the truth comes out, not even his empire can protect him, prompting him to summon Michael Baldwin for damage control, demanding loyalty and silence. But Michael warns him that too many people now hold pieces of the truth, and secrets like these have a way of destroying even the strongest dynasties. While at the Abbott mansion, Jack paces the floor like a caged lion, haunted by Phyllis's revelation that she possesses documents proving Victor orchestrated a corporate sabotage scheme that cost innocent people their livelihoods years ago. And when Diane tries to calm him, Jack snaps, torn between doing what's right and protecting his family from Victor's retaliation, as Phyllis watches with bitter satisfaction, reminding Jack that Genoa City's golden boys always fall eventually, and this time, Victor Newman may finally bleed. While at Chancellor Winters, Lily Winters faces a devastating choice as Kane Ashby refuses to leave her office, pleading that he's changed, confessing that he once betrayed her to protect a dangerous secret involving corporate espionage and blackmail. But Lily's heart hardens when she realizes his love was built on lies, and in a moment of painful strength, she tells Kane that the past has no place in her future, even as tears threaten to fall, while Devon watches silently, his loyalty to Lily burning brighter than ever, promising himself that no one will ever hurt her again. And meanwhile, Audra Charles's secret meeting with Holden takes a darker turn when they discover that their stolen corporate data has already been accessed by an unknown party, suggesting they are no longer in control of the dangerous game they started. And when Audra receives a cryptic text reading, "You should have stayed quiet," fear flashes in her eyes for the first time, realizing that someone far more powerful is watching her every move. While at the Newman Ranch, Victoria confronts Adam once again, this time armed with proof that his secret deal could dismantle their father's empire. But Adam coldly admits he's tired of living in Victor's shadow, insisting that he deserves power, respect, and control, even if it means watching the Newman legacy crumble. And Victoria, torn between loyalty and betrayal, warns him that ambition without conscience always leads to destruction. But Adam only smirks, convinced that chaos is the price of freedom. While Chance Chancellor digs deeper into the mysterious accident that left a Genoa City insider fighting for their life, discovering evidence of sabotage and a silenced witness, and as Chance follows the trail, it leads disturbingly close to Newman Enterprises, forcing him to consider the unthinkable, that the city's most powerful family may be involved in something far more dangerous than corporate warfare. And as he prepares to question Victor himself, Chance realizes that this investigation could cost him his career or even his life. While back at the hospital, Nick receives a shocking call revealing that the threats against Sharon are connected to a secret offshore transaction tied to Victor's past, sending Nick into a furious spiral as he struggles between protecting his family and exposing the truth. And when Sharon regains consciousness long enough to whisper it was Victor, Nick's world shatters, realizing the man he once admired may be responsible for the terror inflicted on the woman he loves. While elsewhere, Phyllis begins to leak selective information to the press, determined to control the narrative before Victor can silence her. And as headlines begin to circulate, Genoa City erupts with speculation, fear, and whispered accusations, forcing Victor to confront the reality that his empire is no longer untouchable. While Jack stands at a crossroads, knowing that if he supports Phyllis's mission, he could ignite a war that destroys both the Newmans and the Abbotts. Yet if he stays silent, he becomes complicit in a lie that has already ruined lives. And as the weight of decades of rivalry presses down on him, Jack finally makes a decision that could reshape Genoa City forever, while Lily finds unexpected comfort in Devon's unwavering support, allowing herself to believe that maybe, just maybe, her future doesn't have to be haunted by betrayal. And as the city holds its breath, waiting for the next scandal, the next revelation and the next heartbreak, one truth becomes painfully clear. No secret stays buried in Genoa City, no power remains unchallenged, and no heart escapes unscarred. Because in the world of the young and the restless, love is fragile, loyalty is dangerous, and the past always finds a way to destroy the present. As Genoa City braces for the fallout of every exposed secret, every whispered betrayal, and every dangerous ambition, the final chapter unfolds like a storm that refuses to be tamed, beginning with Victor Newman standing alone in his dimly lit office at Newman Enterprises, the once invincible titan now surrounded by legal threats, hostile media coverage, and the crushing weight of his own past, as Michael Baldwin delivers the grim news that federal investigators are closing in on the offshore accounts and corporate sabotage tied directly to Victor's name, leaving no room for escape this time, and for the first time in his life, Victor feels something unfamiliar: fear, not for himself, but for the legacy he built, the family he shaped, and the empire that may soon crumble under the truth. While across town, Nick Newman storms into the hospital after hearing Sharon whisper Victor's name, his heart torn between loyalty to his father and the terrifying realization that the man he trusted may be responsible for the danger threatening the woman he loves. And when Nick confronts Victor in a raw, emotional showdown, demanding answers, Victor denies nothing, instead coldly insisting that sacrifices were necessary to protect the Newman dynasty. But Nick's voice breaks as he accuses his father of destroying lives in the name of power, leaving Victor shaken as he watches his son walk away, their bond fractured beyond repair. While Sharon's condition worsens, her body weakening under the stress of years of silence and fear, and as Nick sits beside her bed, he promises that no matter the cost, he will protect her from anyone, Newman or not, who tries to silence her again. And in another corner of Genoa City, Jack Abbott faces his own reckoning as Phyllis Summers' calculated leaks ignite a media frenzy, forcing Jabot into the spotlight. And when Diane confronts Jack about choosing Phyllis's crusade over their fragile peace, Jack finally admits that he's tired of being silent, tired of letting Victor control the narrative, and tired of watching powerful men escape justice, even if exposing the truth means reigniting a war that could destroy everything he's built. While Phyllis watches from the shadows, her satisfaction mixed with bitterness, knowing that vengeance never comes without collateral damage. And at Chancellor Winters, Lily Winters stands firm as Kane Ashby makes one final attempt to win her back, confessing that he helped cover up corporate crimes years ago to protect powerful people who threatened their family. But Lily's voice remains steady as she tells him that love without honesty is just another lie. And as Kane realizes he's truly lost her, he walks away broken, while Devon steps forward, offering Lily the unwavering support she deserves, proving that loyalty doesn't have to come with betrayal. And meanwhile, Audra Charles's dangerous game finally catches up to her when Holden is found unconscious after a brutal attack, leaving behind evidence that someone wanted their stolen corporate data erased forever. And as Audra realizes she's no longer a player but a target, she races to Chance Chancellor with what she knows, revealing that the data connects powerful figures to illegal transactions, blackmail, and silenced witnesses, forcing Chance to face the truth that Genoa City's elite have been hiding crimes in plain sight for years. And as the investigation intensifies, arrest warrants are prepared, alliances collapse, and once protected names begin to fall. While at the Newman Ranch, Victoria Newman confronts Adam for the final time, accusing him of exploiting their father's downfall for his own gain. But Adam, cold and unapologetic, declares that the Newman legacy deserves to be rebuilt by someone willing to burn the past down, leaving Victoria devastated as she realizes her brother has chosen ambition over family. And when Victor learns of Adam's betrayal, the sting cuts deeper than any legal threat, proving that power cannot protect against heartbreak. And as the city watches its most powerful families fracture under the weight of truth, Chance makes the decision that will define his career. He submits the evidence, knowing it will expose Victor Newman and several other Genoa City elites, even if it means making dangerous enemies. While Nick stands by Sharon's side as she finally agrees to tell her story publicly, her voice trembling but strong as she refuses to be silent any longer, inspiring others who were once afraid to come forward. And as Genoa City reels from the revelations, courtrooms fill, boardrooms fall, and reputations crumble, leaving behind a city forever changed by the consequences of long-buried sins. And in the aftermath, Victor Newman stands alone, stripped of his untouchable status, haunted by the realization that the empire he built on secrecy has cost him the trust of his family, the respect of his peers, and the future he thought was secure, while Jack Abbott watches the skyline with quiet resolve, knowing that victory doesn't always feel like triumph, and Lily Winters finally allows herself to breathe, choosing peace over pain, while Nick and Sharon face an uncertain future together, bound by honesty instead of fear. And as Genoa City begins to rebuild from the wreckage of shattered lies and exposed truths, one lesson echoes through every broken heart and fallen empire. Power fades, secrets destroy, but truth, no matter how painful, always finds its way into the light.